we're now back for another round one match. We're going to be watching game three of the set between SeismicLawns and Fazzer. So yeah, not sure what these guys are on because we missed the first two games, but it looks like it's been a close match so far. Fazzer opening up with a tapped Esper land, maybe Esper control. I know that they've been fond of that in other formats.
Yeah, it could be. I played against Seismic earlier, and they were playing this enchantment tokens deck, which it looks like they have run back here. Um, they had like travel togethers and warband reinforcements and stuff.
Okay, so wait, which color were they? Strict green white or like Obzon or something else?
Uh, I remember green white for sure. I don't think there was other colors, but
Okay,
obviously could have just not drawn them. Whatever.
makes sense. Okay, so far a bit of a slow game. Travel together coming down early or like turn one is basically the nut, and
Yeah, it's pretty good.
and yeah, Fazzer on Esper. I mean, the thing is like travel together. You can obviously like event horizon it by itself, but if Fazzer doesn't have the removal and is kind of relying on a more reactive game plan, this could easily become uh, Fazzer's game to or yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Primal
So
Genesis.
this will generate a 1/1 token as well, since it's
Fazzer saying K, I guess, in chat.
yeah, the totems are quite often quite annoying for control decks because you can't counter the invoke, um,
Ooh, okay. On hand is going
which
to run on one of the charms, Kugak's charm, um, and is going to uh, looks
look at the
like
top four and pick one, right? Yeah.
yeah, interesting. And
So,
Kugak's charm is just really solid because it's cheap removal that also functions as either stabilization or just like cantripping. So let's see
yeah,
what Fozzer ditched. Ditched Jorah, Compulsive Patrol, and a land. Okay.
makes sense. Yeah, I guess that's a decent win con for this type of slow uh control. I assume it's like a slow control deck based on the cards we've seen.
Yeah, this is very likely just straight Esper control.
Probably, yeah. I don't know if you run the dragon, Chugak's Brood, or if that's too like mid-rangey for this.
Oh, the Peaceful Journey. I wonder if this is a sideboard tech. I'd assume it is. Um, but gets to exile the
Yeah, that would
Jorah,
make sense.
and you make two tokens. So,
It's pretty
si-
good, yeah.
yeah,
It's actually quite strong with Travel Together, even like main deck, because if you invoke it and if you have a way to get the 1/1 free, you generate two tokens every time if you have Travel Together out. Um,
we should also
so an
mention all
attack
of these
speed.
cards with the transformed frame have they can be flashbacked into their totem side. Yeah, which is why they're natural card advantage, so they're quite good.
So this one with Travel Together, whenever you attack, you will generate the Shaman plus an extra 1/1 every turn. So
Mhm. And yeah,
this is like
and
quite good with
that probably was what makes it hard for Fozzer because even if Fozzer like untaps plays like Fall of Athanas or something, it's like okay, I still have Travel Together as a way to easily rebuild my board from any token generator.
mm,
I have two tokens. I have two totems in my graveyard, the which like is just free card advantage. So it's like yeah, it feels like the totems make it so that if you're controlling this format, you also have to have ways to deal with cards in grave.
yeah, you kind of do want some, yeah, because especially considering there's also the Eldrazi ones, which you can counter those, which is um helpful, unlike the invokes, but like having so much stuff that can just come out of the graveyard for free, or like free on
Yeah,
cards.
Coalesce also makes it very difficult for control. Okay, Dishonor is a really interesting spell. It's kind of it's like
It's like bad disfigure.
that's actually that's literally what I was thinking of. I was like it's but I actually like yeah, bad dead weight actually because dead weight actually
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah, that's a closer.
Yeah.
It's probably fine. Like, I don't know.
It's
It's not great,
not
but
awful, but like yeah, you don't want to be trading one for ones with
yeah,
this deck that's just generating so much value.
not really.
we've got a Patriarch of Spring. That
That seems pretty good with travel together.
yeah, it's and you can also like it allows you to kind of play at instant speed in the sense of like you can just
Yeah,
you can be like
you
ah
kind of sit back on the ability, and
mm-hmm,
actually it kind of double dips to travel together because not only do you get an extra token, but the patriarch also gets an extra plus one, and you gain an extra life. So
mm-hmm. Okay, here comes the fall of Atanis. Um,
that makes sense.
I think in response you just Patriarch of Spring.
Yeah, gain a life if you got nothing else to do, right? Am I going too life
Yeah, gain
rather?
2 life.
Seismic, I don't know if I'm not sure if he's changed the list, but there was the it's a card I made and I can't remember the name of it. The valley that if you have 10 or more life you can pay 2 and tap it to draw a card, the land. Um so the
Hmm.
life gain might actually be more relevant than it looks if those are still in the deck.
Makes sense, especially in a situation like versus control, where
Yeah, exactly.
card advantage is king. Okay has enough mana to bring back Primal Genesis.
Which is quite strong.
Oh no, okay, he's just gonna
Or
pay for
this is also quite strong. Yeah,
yeah
just get the
Vivaldi's
muse.
Muse. Um, yeah, that makes sense to do this first, so that you get the life
Yeah.
gain from the others. Oh yeah, especially if you have a 2 mana card to play with it, so you're not wasting mana. And
Yeah, gain more
Cat,
life.
and it looks like Cat Scratch Broker is probably another sideboard piece that ends up being really good here because you get to take out Fall of Athanis.
Yeah. I mean, killing the fall's not like unless you think Feather's gonna flicker it. That's when it, or is it
Well,
on cast? I think it's on
yeah,
cast.
it's on
Yeah.
cast. Um, I think it's also
Obviously,
just probable that like Fazzer likes enchantment based control decks, so I assume that Fazzer
yeah.
also has other like powerful
Yes,
enchantment pieces in here.
that would
So
make sense.
especially when you have like I think like compulsive patrol plus Fall of Athanis seems insane. There's other reasonable synergies
Yep,
that could work with. So
that makes sense. Yeah, returning it to your hand, just reset it. And I think you just want to run out the tutor if you're seismic, just to have more pressure. And I guess
okay,
protect against stuff like this.
yeah, unending hunger coming down. Interesting that Seismic sacrifices the cat scratch. Um,
I guess that makes sense because the Muse, although it would have generated more material had it died, it's also like wrath protection because
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
if it dies and you'll get 3 tokens because you get 2 plus the one from the travel.
Mm-hmm. So Muse swinging in main two. You can just windmill slam basically anything.
Yeah, well, there's some argument. I mean, I guess you're insulated by the Leave the Battlefield ability to some degree, but there's an argument to not extending too much.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing this. I think this is good because you've still got the bigger totem in the graveyard
Yeah.
for if the ball gets swept, and this puts enough pressure kind of on its own.
I was thinking how big is the other totem, Primal Genesis?
It's a 4/4, and when it attacks, you
Okay.
make a 2/2 X and gain 2
So
life.
my thing is I actually think that it would have been better to do that one, especially if you don't have
I guess you don't threaten lethal this
yeah,
way, which
because you
is
don't threaten lethal and it's more mana efficient. So,
yeah, not threatening lethal's kind of big, yeah. So maybe you're right. Maybe it would have been better to do that.
hmm is this another fall? Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
another fall.
So I guess it kind of worked out the way Seismic did it this way, but
hmm
okay,
So yeah, you still get three
two
tokens
two
from
tokens
Muse.
and then yeah, and then you still have the 6 mana totem in the graveyard.
Yeah. So yeah, you threaten lethal in 2 turns still.
Yeah, because you can invoke the Primal Genesis and then
hmm And Fazzer doesn't have quite enough mana to go compulsive patrol replay Fall of Athanis.
no. There are other wraths, but they're not like as efficient. There's the Esper one that puts all creatures and planeswalkers on the bottom of their own libraries or non-defenders, but I can't imagine you really want that. Or maybe you could play like one of it if you want like a fifth Fifth Wrath, but
Okay, it looks like Seismic is going to be bringing back the Genesis Totem right here.
that makes sense. It's actually kind of good because not only do they get it when they attack, they also trigger the travel together when they enter because you get the totem token.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Yeah.
Um, so you kind of just get value every all parts of the totems giving you extra value there.
Hmm. See, yeah, literally the only way that Fazzer wins this is ripping another Fall of Atanis.
Yeah, or some other type of sweeper. I mean, technically, if you kill the totem,
You survive. You
you're
don't.
good on board. Yeah, but
So
I,
yeah, yeah.
like I guess maybe you could do that and then play a draw spell with the rest of the mana.
Seal and what the heck?
Say Thoughtseize.
I mean, okay. It should reveal its Event Horizon and Peaceful Journey. I don't. I think you
Hmm.
could seal
You
it.
don't really have a good. Oh, I
Oh,
see.
ah, hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think
Not.
Ratatops is okay, but like, yeah, you don't want to draw them.
Yeah, and when your opponent's like, I'm just gonna use abilities, and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah. It's not
Okay,
gonna go great for you.
but yeah, I think definitely showing that like I think that because of the tools that Revolution has, um, like from the get go, I think that control decks will have to really adjust as a result and be like more proactively anti graveyard.
Yep, that makes sense. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can play the rune stone, is it from the one that can sacrifice itself to exile the graveyards or something like that. It's not the worst card to main deck in control.
Seismic being like back in chat. Anything I missed? Yeah, you just missed us commentating you winning.